The leader of the Yoruba social cultural group, Afenifere, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, has said the Labour Party LP presidential candidate Peter Obi is better than Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress APC and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party PDP. Adebanjo said Obi is better than Tinubu and Atiku in terms of politics of principles. He explained that in the era of principles of fairness and justice, the Labour Party's presidential candidate is better than Tinubu and Atiku. The Afenifere leader noted that politicians wouldn't go anywhere when they deviate from such principles. He stressed that Obi may not have the financial strength of Atiku and Tinubu, but he's better than them. Adebanjo said, I'm talking of politics of principles. I know that Peter Obi has not got the dollar of Tinubu, nor has he got the dollar of Atiku. All I'm saying is that he's better than the two other candidates. And I'm not talking about the baggage Tinubu or Atiku may be carrying now. I'm talking about the principle of fairness and justice. The moment you deviate from the politics of principle in this country, you won't get anywhere, he told the Sun. This is not coming as a surprise because we know that immediately after Bola Tinubu declared his intentions to run for presidency, we know he was among the first to go to the villa to inform President Muhammad Buhari of his intentions. After visiting Buhari to tell Buhari of his intentions, the newsmen visited Paayo Adebanjo because he's from the west, same region from Bola Tinubu. He was asked comments because Bola Tinubu's declaration to run for presidency was greeted with mixed reactions. Ever since it's been speculation that he will run, all the times he was asked, "Are you running for presidency?" He's always responded that politics is uncertain. But at the time, many people uh, insinuated that Bola Tinubu coming up quickly to declare his intentions was after President Muhammad Buhari's comment on his preferred successor, that he's got someone he wants, he would prefer. Bola Tinubu immediately came out. But anyways, Paayo Adebanjo was asked at that point in time that, what are your comments on Bola Tinubu's declaration? And he said he wouldn't say anything. That gave a lot of it gave a lot of undertone. A lot of meanings were read to that because if Paayo Adebanjo was in support of Bola Tinubu and Bola Tinubu coming out at that point, we all know that at that point he would commend him and say, yes, this is the time and all of that. And he refused to speak on it. He was even pushed further a bit to ask that, could it be that this is the person that all of you are supporting from the region? Calls have been made that 2023 presidency should come from the south, although it wasn't talked about which zone in the south. But since Bola Tinubu was coming from the south, it was believed that Paayo Adebanjo would just speak on it to say, yes, this is the candidate who are supporting. All of us from the west who are going to be supporting Bola Tinubu, but he did not say anything. And he even made it when this reporter was pushing him, he made a comment that, no, you can't push me to say what I want to say. We haven't decided. We'll have a meeting and we'll decide. All through the journey, we've not really seen Afenifere really throwing their weight behind Bola Tinubu. So this is not coming as a shock. But Ayo Adebanjo has just revealed right now that Peter Obi, the Labour Party's presidential candidate, is better than Atiku Abubakar and Bola Tinubu all put together. That he may not have the sort of dollar they have. Anytime Peter Obi is campaigning, he's told that don't you might not be able to match these guys, so that in order to win these guys, you will need bullion vans. We know what that means. You need bullion vans. But despite all of those perceived advantage that he feel that Bola Tinubu has over him, Peter Obi has been marching forward. He's been going on, and we can see his support base has been growing. His support base based on his personality, based on who he is, based on his scorecard. He's been a governor. We know a couple of times he's been called different names. One, he was called that he was stingy, but Nigerians say they're happy with that they prefer him to be stingy. He's been gaining a lot of support. Now, Adebanjo has just shed more light that the reason Peter Obi is better than Atiku Abubakar is because of um, the principles of fairness, in the area of principles of fairness and justice, that Peter Obi is better than them in this area. Principle of fairness and justice. That in this area, Peter Obi will beat both Tinubu and Atiku hands down. He might not have the bullion van, he might not have all the dollars, he might not have all of that. But because of this one thing, and what is different about this election is that before now, Nigerians have just been following online, just been watching, and just so at some point, Nigerians will just say they've already decided, INEC has already decided, let them do what they want to do. But this time around is different. It's different. We can see that it's different. We can see the move. It is a lot different. It's not going to be like before where we'll fold our hands to say, let them do whatever they want to do. Nigerians are beginning to speak up right now, using everything, every tool they have to speak up. The media is playing its role as well. The Nigerians have been speaking out. Well, Peter Obi and Afenifere, we know they are not from the same region, so it won't be that it's because he's from the west. That's why he's rooting for him. But most probably, Afenifere leader, Adebanjo, must have watched Peter Obi very well, his track record, and he's speaking from that backdrop that this man has got principle of fairness and justice. These other two, they don't have principle of fairness. Bola Tinubu has a lot of things, a lot of skeletons in his cupboard. Playing the godfather role, once you fall out with him, there is no mercy for you. That is it. We recall what he did to Ambode, former governor of Lagos State. After Ambode did his first term, Tinubu worked against him. At first, it was just speculations that it was Tinubu. But recently, Tinubu came out in the open. It was shameful, to be fair. Really, really shameful for him to make such a remark, such a comment that yes, he was the one that stopped Ambode from becoming governor, for coming back on his second term, just because one man doesn't like somebody. So the whole vote, the 20 million Lagosians, all their votes didn't count. It's possible that this is the fairness and justice that Afenifere is talking about. At the end of the day, what Nigerians really want is change, not all of these recycled politicians. That is what we're hoping for. We're hoping for change. Well, guys, leave us your take. Thank you once again for staying tuned. And please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe. So that I come your way again with more updates. Bye.